Hey, what's up everybody? I wanted to do a little video to show you kind of the behind the scenes of the rig that I'm using for this tour. It's, what is today? February 18th, and we're in Columbia, Missouri at the Blue Note. Just finished sound check, so I just wanted to run through this real quick. So this rig here is what I usually take out when I'm going out with the band. 3 turntables, 2 mixers, and the MPC, and a little visual rig. And so that's kind of standard part for the course. But for this tour, I wanted to do something special. I wanted to kind of step it up and make it a little more interesting. And one of the things that I thought about doing is, so I did this tour in 2006 with Soul Position, and I did this little alter ego called Buttons, and I built this harness for an MPC that goes around my back, and it, I can hold on my shoulder, so I can come out and I can basically play the thing. But it was really unwieldy because I had to have a power cable and as well as audio cables, and I could only go so far because it was, I was tethered to the cable. But I liked the idea, so I was kind of brainstorming on ways that I could do a similar kind of thing, but maybe step it up, essentially. So come down here and I'm going to show you what I built for this and how it works. So what I was really hoping to do was to have a remote control wireless MPC controller, MIDI controller. And unfortunately they don't make such a thing. So what I had to do was essentially build one. So what I started with is this Korg pad control, which you can just power by USB, or you can power by 9-volt DC adapter and then send out MIDI, but it's a MIDI controller. But it's really light, it's whatever, probably 5 pounds or something. Super light, just MIDI controller, doesn't hold samples. So what I did was I disassembled the chassis. You just take this thing apart, you run out all the screws, and then really all it is just inside, it's just one circuit board, the top piece and the bottom piece. It's just plastic, 2 pieces of plastic and a circuit board is all it really is. So I knew that this would kind of be the starting block that I wanted to work with. And what kind of broke the back is when I realized that they make a MIDI wireless transmitter. It just isn't a unit. And that's what this is right here, is a wireless battery-powered MIDI transmitter. So I had that part. Once I got this, that kind of broke the back of the whole project. I realized that I could at least send MIDI wirelessly. So I ordered this thing, but then I had to figure out how to power the thing, because it only, as you can see, if you're not using it by USB, you have to have a DC adapter. So what I did is I just built a simple little harness for a 9-volt battery, and I soldered it to a female jack that fits it. So then I had power. So now what I'm able to do is you stick this in here and you turn this on, and then boom. So now you've got power. So I knew that aspect of it was doable. And how I did it, if you want to zoom in here, I basically disassembled, once the chassis was disassembled, I drilled holes and I gorilla glued, and then I also used zip ties to hold the thing in place, as you can see. And then, I've got access to, when the batteries run out, I put this end over here, so I can just change the batteries when I need. And I usually only change the batteries about once a week. Same with this thing, you just run these screws out, and there's a 9-volt battery. But to make it even, at some point in time, I don't know, something came across me, and I was thinking about how it would be slick if I could maybe have it spin. And so what I did was, this was the longest, the most difficult and arduous part of the process. I had to, it might be hard to see, but essentially what I did is I took a lazy Susan mechanism that you would use on your table to, spin something. And once it was disassembled, I took the back part of this chassis and I installed it, screwed it in. So it was fixed right here. And then I took the other side of it, and I needed something that was sturdy but kind of light. So I have zillions of records laying around, obviously, so I just glued 3 records together to make kind of like a sturdy, light base for it. And then, if you can see in between there, I had to use bolts to offset it so it wouldn't hit the base when it spins. And then once I had that done, the screws come out and they fix to basically 2.5-inch piece of sheet metal that I drilled holes through. And the sheet metal runs all the way up to here, up to the top, which is the belt. And so it's fixed into this belt by a bolt, so it can't go anywhere. And then what you end up with is a thing that in theory it can spin. And it controls. So the way I use it in the show is strap the belt on, like so, turn it on, and then you don't get memo? Oh shit, we muted the channel. They scan out. Do you mind unmuting the channel on the console for the DJ rig? So then what I can do is I have what is in here as can be spins. So I can take this out and I can do this anywhere in the stage. So that's kind of the gist behind this whole thing. And maybe we'll do another one of these and go over the more simple aspects of the keyboard, guitar, and drum rig. For now, that's it. Over and out.